Oh,
There you go.
okay, call this meeting to order at 7:05. Sachi, would you call the roll?
Yes. Mayor? Rick
Mayor.
And Bailey?
Present.
And Trevor?
Here.
And Terry?
Here.
And Andrew?
Here.
And Josh? No. And Jonathan?
Jonathan called and said he wouldn't be here.
Okay.
Pledge the flag, please. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I like them.
Approval of the agenda. And we have an addition on the business section.
I motion we approve the agenda with the amendment on it.
Second.
It's an addition.
There's no bar contract.
Yeah.
And that Rebecca will not be here this evening, so.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
Rebecca's not here this evening, so.
Nope.
We have a motion, do we have a second? A motion and a
Yeah,
second.
Terry motioned and Andrew seconded.
Is our attorney on board?
I do not see her yet.
So here's my question. Is with everything having to be posted 24 hours ahead of time, you can retract from the agenda, but I don't think you can add to the agenda.
Oh, I don't know. I think as long as it's approved as amended. I don't know.
You have to post, I mean, we have to post everything 24 hours ahead of time.
True. Well, we can take off. Well, then it would be up to the mayor. We can move the snow plows to the next meeting.
Can you do it under your staff report?
I could do it under
Yeah.
my staff report, so. We're going.
You
we'll
just
do it
can't
that way.
make an official decision on it,
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, correct.
Can't
Okay,
move it.
we'll move it.
Okay, we have a change. We have a motion and do we have a second?
1 second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, we got a couple of things going on. First of all, Kimberly's been in contact and getting stuff done. Her mother's still not doing real well. So prayers to her and her family. We have Sasha's been holding down the fort and doing a really good job. I want to thank her for that. Along with the help of Debbie and
Yes. thank
Ruth and
goodness.
everyone else involved in keeping things rolling.
Just keeping the wheels on the bus.
There you go, there you go. We have gotten no, correct me if I'm wrong, applicants to plow snow?
No.
That you know of?
That I know of. No,
Okay, so
correct.
just so the board knows, we do have a company called Iconic Contracting Incorporated. And they have sent out some prices
Yeah, it's in the back of your
so
packet.
that they will give to the town in terms of depending on how much snow, of course, we get. So we will add that to our next agenda. And we'll discuss it in further detail, but it is in your packet. So we will move forward with that. Harvest Fest is Saturday. And so if you have the opportunity to attend, we would hope that you could be down there.
And come see Terry and I at the pumpkin patch.
Pumpkin patch, pumpkins are coming, so.
Yep, Terry and I will be at the pumpkin patch.
And just don't take them to my wife after you're done with them because I don't wanna have to clean them and cook them. Okay, so that's all I have.
So
Any-
all the pumpkins
Yeah,
to
there
the
you go.
mayor's house.
to do.
Got it.
Any comments from the Board of Trustees? Yeah, Ruth's not on.
No,
She has a little conflict this afternoon.
yeah, although Kim said she will be on soon. So
Okay,
she's
she's
just, not yet, she just texted me,
Okay.
she was just, waiting for a couple people to leave, so
Okay.
I have to flip down.
So we will come back to that.
Yep.
Under Public Works, we have gotten rid of some equipment. The 93 Caterpillar backhoe was put up for auction with the listing fee waived. And it was auctioned off for $13,000. The John Deere motor grader, the 772A, was auctioned off for 11,000. And what else did we have? The old dump truck went for $325. Please come get it, it's an eyesore. Message board trailer went for 300. And the Hinky 12-foot wide blade went for $350. So we have cleaned up our yard and gotten rid of some of the things that no longer work, which is a good thing, and they have been hauling them off as we speak. So our total bid value was $24,975. And that's not too bad. Questions on that? Mr. Mendez has been rolling out sprinklers and getting the lawns ready for winter, which is a good thing. And he'll continue to work on that as we move along. Anything else you can think of on that project?
As far as that, no.
Okay. We have our third quarter report from our code enforcement.
Yep.
And you'll see that been a number of violations, 316. You've done a lot of inspections. So you can take a look down through there. If you have any questions, we'll try to get those. One of the biggie nowadays is that they're parking wrecked vehicles on the street. They're campers and four-wheel trailers and things like that. We need to address that. I got my little notice from my boat Wednesday, so.
I've actually been talking to her a little bit and she had thought about joining this meeting, but it didn't happen. Kim kind of spoke on it that we would talk later and not bring everything up in the meeting, but hopefully she can join us for next month's meeting on a couple of things for code enforcement and how we make it more enforced, I suppose we could say.
Get more, we do need to do that. I agree with you 100%.
So she's really nice. She's really easy to work with. So hopefully next month there'll be a little bit more on that.
Good.
Okay, so we're planning that she might be here for the November meeting.
Yeah,
Okay.
she was gonna try to join this one, but just didn't happen, so.
Okay.
Okay. Moving on to our consent items. Approval of minutes December 12th, 2023.
So moved.
Okay,
No, second.
we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, financials are in your packet. Hopefully everyone had a chance to breathe through.
Mhm.
Everything looks.
We have dogs?
Yeah.
I have 3 children. I don't need dogs.
I noticed that, yeah, there you go. I noticed that that's. Like 50 bucks, so. Any questions on any of the financials?
Motion to approve.
I did have a question. Which
Okay,
is,
we have a motion, just a minute, we'll second, then have a discussion.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Okay, go ahead.
you've got under 6805, shipping of postage is in the negative. Do we know why? Negative 217.99.
Any idea on that, Sasha?
No. Unless that is, okay, I was gonna say that might be
My
this.
guess is,
I was gonna
it's
say-
postage that the town paid and got reimbursed on
From
water.
From water,
Okay.
yes, that would be my guess.
Because that was one of the things that they were trying to figure out, but but it still should not
Yeah.
necessarily be negative unless they got paid twice. But it's
Yeah.
probably something we need to look at.
Yeah, that would be my guess, there was
So-
probably postage for the bill.
Yeah, but it's probably something to do with postage from the bills.
We'll figure it out.
Anything else? Yeah,
we have like a budget that we have.
we need to, as soon as we get Kimberly back in, is get our budget committee together and get that
Well, I
completed.
wonder whether you had anything
Yeah, it's,
ahead of time from like last year that we could.
It's due the 13th or the 15th of December, our final budget, so. That's something we, as a group, budget committee need to get on.
And you gotta have a hearing before you go to the final.
What'd you say, Trev?
You have to have a budget hearing before you go to the
Yeah.
final.
Yep, so that's something, as soon as Kimberly gets back, that's one of our first priorities. Any other discussion on the financial statement? We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okey-dokey. Now, we are going to go into public comment.
And you have to.
Joey? You're up.
I feel special tonight.
Well,
Unfortunately, the guy that was supposed to meet me here is not here, so I'll go over it briefly and then it'll probably have to come up again, I guess, at some point. The bank building. Boyd, a gentleman by the name of Boyd, put in his application several weeks ago. Pretty simple, in my opinion, the work he's gonna do inside there, not putting up new walls. He's not breaking down walls, he's not doing major work. And I mean, the amount of stuff that Safe Built came back with for him to be able to do his work is just insane. And he's not here, unfortunately, he should be, that's his bad. But I mean, I'm kind of looking at it going, I'm gonna do a little more of my own homework, cause I just found this out today, he just got it back. If I'm right, he put in for it maybe 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks?
I'll have to go look at the
Okay,
date.
they said,
But
they
been-
said
it's
7
been-
to 10 days.
Yes, cause.
And then he's just getting it back this long later, and they're now saying, now we want either an architect or an interior designer completely drawing all the plans and signing off on it. I mean, we're talking thousands of dollars to do this. I mean, honestly, the work he's doing, it's so ridiculous. First of all, an architect or an interior designer, you wouldn't know if he was doing something wrong anyways. I thought Safe Built was supposed to check the work that he does, right? Isn't that sort of the whole idea?
It is.
I mean, this is a small town. I don't know how you expect, like anybody would expect like this, small business guy that wants to run a business out of this building to go in there. And I mean, honestly, he only put in for maybe 600 square feet of the building. Am I
Yeah,
right?
cause it's he's doing a small section,
A small section,
cause he wants to do 3 businesses, I believe, and so he's starting with 1.
right, to just get up and running, right?
Hmm.
When he told me what they were asking for, and he said in the letter, and like I said, I can't swear that I've seen the letter, but he said it looks like it could be another 5 weeks or whatever for them to then approve it after the architect or the interior designer writes it up. At what point is Safe Built overreaching? I mean, come on now, if we, I don't, you know, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna put that building up for sale and say, screw it at some point, because if this is how it's gonna go, it isn't worth me trying to lease it to this guy. Nobody's gonna wanna lease that building. If this is kind of the hell they're gonna go through to put a business in there. I had a lot of problems with Nick when I did the spa, but it wasn't even this bad. I kind of feel like maybe Nick doesn't like me very much, to be honest with you. I'm starting to wonder, because when the building got hit, as you'll know by the truck, I was over there at the spa and Nick comes over to the fence and he says, I don't even care if he knows what I'm saying, because it's true. He goes, "You're not going into that building, are you?" And I go, "Well, no, Nick, I'm not." He goes, "That's good, because it's been red tagged. Have you already bought it?" And I said, "No." "All right, well, you know, I'm telling you again, you can't go in there." It's like, all right, Nick, thanks for that. And now this is like, what the heck? Now, he is redoing a little bit of plumbing. I will give that. But like the electrical state, it's not even him. So anything with the electrical would be a state approval. So I just don't know, you guys. I'm kind of going, I'll look into it a little better and find out what all, from what the letter said, he said that he was looking into Colorado laws. I thought that you guys went off of like Elbert County codes. Since we don't have our own codes here, right? Like how that goes?
Well, we go on the 18 building code. We're gonna have, why, yeah, Sasha, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Anything else?
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, and I don't want you going back on me, but I did more stuff to that spa than he's doing, and I didn't have to get an architect and an interior designer to sign off on it. And I'm telling you right now, to get an architect to draw that and stamp that is gonna be weeks, probably months, and it's gonna be thousands.
Yeah,
At what point do we want businesses here?
yeah. Well, I mean, I have
You
to-
know,
this is the first I've heard about it. this
I just
morning.
found out
Because
today.
I just got it back because, I had checked with,
Thank
Barb.
you, Joey.
I checked with Barb with Safe Built and said, how long is this gonna, about how long is it gonna take? And she said, well, it usually takes at least a couple weeks. And I was like, okay, so I kind of figured it out and I was like, okay, well, that's up to about last Friday. I was like, okay, well, I'll check in. And so Boyd had actually called me this morning and said, well, you know, I was just gonna check in with them today. And so I did, and then that's when I got the email back that said, Nick said they need, and it was highlighted yellow, an architect or whatever, and so I forwarded, I said, okay, Boyd, this is what they're saying.
So
And
you have the documents.
I have the email that they sent, yep, and so I forwarded it to Boyd and said, okay, here's what they're saying. And then Boyd reached back out and he was like, what?
I mean,
And so then I left a message for Nick and said, you might wanna call this guy and explain this, and I didn't hear anything else then,
Okay,
so.
I called
we
Nick
need to
and he
follow up on it.
hasn't returned my call at all, which
Yeah,
doesn't
So-
entirely surprise me.
If he's only doing plumbing and he's not doing any structural.
Nothing structural. The only thing he's doing that would be, and is not structural, is ADA. He has to put in wider
bathrooms.
doors for. a
Yes.
bathroom.
yes, he
So-
does.
They
It's
went
it.
through, this is. And Sam Swafford was here, and that's probably the only reason why I'm still eligible to be in a public office, cause I was about ready to choke this guy. Then the county got the other bank building. And they were making the bathrooms there ADA compliant, cause that building was built in 1981. They wanted an engineered deal for moving a bathroom. And I'm up there. Probably somehow I just ended up there. And I'm looking at it, I'm with the guy with Safe Built, and I said, why does this wall need to be engineered? So, well, if they're moving a wall, we gotta have engineering. I said, tell me what it's holding
Mhm.
besides a paper towel dispenser that justifies being an engineer. We went round and round. Enough where I crawled up on a ladder, poked the ceiling tiles. I said, you show me anywhere that this wall is holding anything up that's of any substance with this. And he couldn't do it. And I said, if you can prove to me that this is a load bearing wall, I'll fall for it. But until that, build on. And so I guess it's something, thank you for making us aware of it.
I should have
I-
with the spa because the overreach
I-
got pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, he was peeking in.
Well,
those things.
well,
Get with Boyd at Safe Built, and see what's going on,
It's,
Nick,
or Nick.
It's Nick,
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
Nick, you know, look, is he doing his job? I mean, maybe, is he over going, I mean, I had to get a structural engineer stamp to put up 3 structural walls. And when I say structural, non-structural, they were just
Partition walls.
partition walls. And they made me do that, and that was about 2 months extra and about $2,500.
Okay.
This is gonna be way worse. I mean, literally at some point, he may not even wanna rent it from me now, I'll be honest with you. So if we can, I don't know if you guys have any,
Isn't that building a modular unit anyway?
I don't believe it is.
The front half is.
Is it?
Debbie,
No,
Stick built?
So we have no continuity. Here's our problem. We didn't make the barbecue place do ADA bathrooms. Why are we making him do ADA bathrooms in this structure? There is nothing that is there a code that says that we have to bring them to current code?
When it's an old
Yeah,
building.
We do not do that with a house. I will tell you that.
no, we don't.
No, but I was just at an
When you
ADA,
remodel a house, you do not have. to.
no, I was just at an ADA meeting though, but when you are updating and changing a business, you have to bring it to ADA compliance.
Mhm. That could be, I had to with the spa.
Yeah.
They luckily it already was,
Yeah.
But
really.
what's
Yeah,
in-
homes,
we-
no,
we
businesses,
have no
yes.
continuity. We need to find some
You're-
continuity.
And I know on the government buildings, cause it's gonna be a government building, that's why they did that, but.
But Farmer State Bank moved, and I was involved in it. I helped lease them the building, Andrea Price's building. That bathroom is not ADA compliant. Then why did
It should be.
Safe Built?
And it
Here,
should
Safe
be.
Built didn't make Farmer State Bank do it.
Do they?
Yeah, it
There's
should be.
no continuity,
Yeah.
you guys.
yeah,
And I think
You can't pick and choose.
we need to look into this.
I
As
would
a
like to
group.
know, you know, like, and if you guys, I don't know if there's a code, you guys can give me that information to find the codes you go by. I'm gonna do a little research of my own and also have
Mhm.
Boyd look into it.
Yeah,
And he's
I
been a
can send you the
contractor
link.
for years. He's gonna know more about how things should be done than an architect or an interior designer. I mean, are they gonna like tell him his colors are approvable? What are we doing here? Like, what is an interior designer gonna do? We love that couch there. That looks great. I'm gonna stamp that. You know what I mean? Like, give me a break. Let's, use some common sense here.
okay, we'll go dig into
Thank
that
you.
one.
Yeah, I
Debbie,
can send you a link to the code.
So,
Okay.
Do I have your email, Julie?
all right, you guys. I asked you to send a letter. You sent one letter. You voted to send a letter. Kim did send a letter to the main office. This is coming right to the edge of your town, right up against 134. Do you really, are you going to take a stand? Please be at this meeting, make an official stance from the town of Kiowa and your residents. I'm asking you to protect your residents. This is going right next to your school. This doesn't belong here. It doesn't, it's Excel.
Okay. thank you.
It doesn't
Sorry.
belong right next to this town. It is going to be an ugly atrocity. It is your last parcel of land up there that can be developed by our water tower. We don't want this next to houses. We don't want it next to commercial businesses that will go up there. We don't want to devalue anybody's property, and that's what it's gonna do.
and the people the meetings I've been to with the Excel folks there, cause we talked to them at the, conference that we went to. And the way that lady made it sound is this is pretty much a done deal in terms of the route.
As long as they keep preaching that to you everywhere they go,
You won't.
then it'll be a done deal.
But
But as long as we all keep saying, no, not our town,
you know,
this doesn't benefit anyone in
no, it
Elbert
doesn't
County.
benefit anything. It's gonna be tremendously ugly.
I will tell you, I know, and I do take it personally, because if they march right down Kiowa Bennett, it's gonna drop my value an easy 300,000.
So easy, yeah. Well, all of us,
So, but if it is right up here in town, really, who wants to have their business, I mean, or your house next to it? I'll tell you, there are a lot, as I sell real estate, I have one client that's very EMF sensitive.
It took me 6 to 8 months to find her a house that didn't have a tower or power poles nearby and had only underground power. If they wanna march through, make them go underground.
That would be a good idea, yeah.
And the only letter that this town sent went to their headquarters, clear back wherever, and I guarantee it never got read. You guys need to be at that meeting, and you guys need to make an official stance for the town of Kiowa.
Thank you, Debbie.
Can I have?
And I have to agree with Debbie 100%, because this is ridiculous, putting it
Okay.
right where they're gonna put it.
We're still fighting it. There's a meeting, they have tonight is Semwa, and then what's it, the 18th is
18th and.
Kiowa. As I put on Facebook, it's at night, yeah, everybody gripes because the meetings are during the day, forget it, it's at night. Drag your butt over there and go. And give them your 2 cents.
I think Kim might be on board now.
Thank you, Debbie.
For what it's worth, a moratorium actually makes the town the easiest place for them to run it now also.
Okay, let's,
Kim, are you on? I'm just saying.
I would,
Okay.
I would entertain a motion to, go out of our meeting
So moved.
at 7:31. Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And a motion at 7:31 to open a public hearing.
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Okay, we have a application for use by a special review from Majestic View Church Ministries of 620 Comanche Street. Mr. Smith, what do you got?
Well, our church has been great for us, and we have lots of kids and lots of activities going on. I don't know if the board's aware of all that we're doing. We do have a community center, and we use the church as a community center throughout the week. Have a pretty large flow of traffic throughout the week of young mothers and sometimes young dads and families coming through for our children's museum. All that has just produced a lot of opportunities for us to touch people. And we have a large number of children that attend our church for different things, from vacation Bible school to in the summertime to Awana on a Wednesday night throughout the school year. Currently, we have about 150 kids enrolled in our Awana. And so we're safe and all is good, but we really see the need that we need some more classroom space. And so we're trying to get ahead a little bit and meet those needs. And so that I've been talking with Mr. Hargraves at the school, and he helped us locate a couple of modulars that the city of Elizabeth or the school of Elizabeth is willing to donate to us. All we got to do is move them. And it's gonna take some work. I mean, they're not perfect in condition, but we are going to move those with your approval, with this approval, and set them just like the other two that are already there. And we'll be able to put in a couple more bathrooms, which will help everything. And then it'll give us quite a bit more space for our children's ministries primarily. One of these trailers modulars will probably be designated for our youth ministry, which is growing as well. And that youth ministry is separate from all the rest of it. We do have a youth pastor now that's doing a great job with our kids. So just good things are happening for us, and we're trying to provide space for folks to do a better job for these kids to be loved on and cared about. So questions that you might have. Oh, by the way, I didn't put this in the proposal, but we are going to put metal siding on all of these modulars and even the existing one we have, so that everything is uniform. And we hopefully can find something that's pretty close to the color of our existing main building. So we're all about it looking good. That's important to us.
Love it. I can attest that there's a lot of kids.
A lot.
There's a lot. Yeah.
Any questions from the board and going through the information that you received?
Are you gonna be doing decks like you have on, you know, in a walkway like you have on the first two?
Well,
Or
we're hoping,
concrete?
instead of a deck, we're hoping to put a concrete pad between. We think that'll be cheaper and a whole lot more.
Safer or whatever.
Well, not just safer, but easier to maintain. That
Right.
deck, when you scrape snow off of it, you scrape wood off of it.
Right.
You know, and it's not a Trex deck, you know, so. But anyway, we're hoping to do it with concrete this time. That's our desire.
Yeah, I think that's awesome.
Any other questions? Thank you, Mr. Smith. We appreciate you coming in.
Thank you.
A motion to exit public hearing
So moved.
at 7:36. We have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, a motion to go back into our regular meeting.
So moved.
We have a second.
A second.
Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. The special review use, application for Majestic View is in compliance with town requirements. So that everyone knows that. And, what's the pleasure of the board? Before I pleasure the board, let me read the resolution number 06, series of 2023 Town of Kiowa, resolution approving a special review use SRU permit for Majestic View Church, whereas Majestic View Church Ministries owner and applicant has experienced an increase in youth participation. To accommodate the increase in participation, they are proposing to add 2 modular classrooms, accessory structures which require a special review use permit approved by the Board of Trustees. Whereas the town published notice of the Rangeland News on the 25th, 2023, in accordance with the requirement, the Town of Kiowa Municipal Code. And whereas the town has reviewed the SRU application and staff report and held a public hearing and finds that the application complies with the town requirement. Now therefore, it be resolved by the Town of Kiowa made the following finding. The proposed use and expansion are allowed and appropriate in the C2 district. There are no anticipated impacts to residential properties. The impacts to surrounding neighborhood will be minimal, as the increase in activities will occur outside the standard business hours and will conclude prior to any noise ordinance standards. The proposed use expansion is in conformance with the town's master plan for growth, image and design, and economic development, and helps further its goals. The applicant must submit building permit application to ensure compliance with the adopted building and fire codes. I would entertain a motion on that
Motion
resolution.
to approve resolution 06 of 2023.
Thank you, Trevor. We have a motion to approve resolution 6, series 2023. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Yes, ma'am.
Maybe I'm being nitpicky here, but were the notice in the Ranchland News on the 25th
Yeah, I just realized I forgot to put the month.
of September? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
I
fix
think that
that.
needs,
Yeah,
Okay, go for
So-
I actually just made a note that
Okay.
I, see star.
yeah, because I'm looking at that going 25th, I'm
25th,
assuming September,
Yeah,
but
that was, yeah,
Okay.
I literally put a
Okay.
star on there and said,
Okay.
oh, I just realized
We have a motion and a second, and we have a correction on left out September.
Yep.
I saw the notice of that.
Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
I,
Opposed, same sign. Resolution 6, series 2023 is approved by the town board.
All right.
Thank you, John, for coming in.
Thank you. And I'll appoint you on the permit. We've already submitted one.
Yes.
Is that the permit?
Yes,
application?
yes,
So
yep,
we're good?
yes, we're good.
Okay.
All right.
Yep, so
Thank you very much.
you're welcome.
Any old business?
Yeah, so I'll get with Safe Built to have with the final thing.
All right. And could I say thank you to the board for your service?
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Because we all have to sacrifice a little bit, right? Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Thanks, John. Any old business?
No, although Kim is on, so if you want to, have her chat, the administrator's on, if you want to have her.
No, Kimberly, are you there?
She was a minute ago.
Yeah.
Hello, Kimberly.
So she was.
Evidently, she's gone.
I'm talking about every single time.
I'm
There,
here. Yeah, I'm sorry. I've got,
you
Yeah, I'm
have, an administrative report?
the only two items I had for my portion of the report was we have scheduled a presentation with the officials with DOLA regarding our request for a grant for our stormwater drainage project. That will be toward the end of this month. I can't right now without looking at a note tell you exactly what that date is, but I did include that in the email I sent to you guys last night. And all of our equipment did sell. The final payment for the final piece of equipment was made today. So that will be deposited into our account by Purple Wave, and arrangements are being made by them and the buyers to come pick up the equipment at their expense. There's been no cost to the town regarding disposal or
And they
surplus in
have-
our equipment.
Yeah, Mendez, we've been working with Mendez to get
Yeah.
them picked up.
Anything else, Kimberly?
No, sir, that's it.
Okay.
Lots of prayers, Kim.
Thank you very much.
Any communication we need to deal with?
Yep.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. At the same sign. Don't forget the meeting on
18.
the 18th.